Evil is amongst us. Stay back, boy. This calls for divine intervention. I kick ass for the Lord.
I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, evil, all drinks on me. White man, fresh kick, fresh white, all deep, fresh NFL, head fresh, bowls with the crew. White man, I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, evil, all drinks on me. White man, fresh kick, fresh white, all deep, fresh NFL, head fresh, bowls with the crew. White man. I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, evil, all drinks on me. White man, fresh kick, fresh white, all deep, fresh NFL, head fresh, bowls with the crew. White man.
So here I go, with a baseline low, yeah, and there's nothing you can do. We blew out of this time, so lock it up, because we're on our way now. And if we see one light on, this town is going down. Now do you see what I see? This place is looking so very tasty, and I think I smell, yes I smell, a golden opportunity. So when the dance gets hot, don't look for reasons why not. Come on in, it's time to begin, whether you ready or not. So when the dance gets hot, We blew out of this town, blew out of this town. So here I go, with a baseline low, yeah. And there's nothing you can't do. We blew out of this town. I don't know how far we came, but it's time to leave. That's always a shame. The pleasure was all mine if it's all the same. We're on the road, you see. We're not on MTV. But when we get there, we won't shave our hair or be fags like Creed. So when the dance gets hot, don't look for reasons why not. Come on in, it's time to begin. Whether you ready or not. So when the dance gets hot, don't look for reasons why not. Come on in, it's time to begin. Whether you're ready or not. So here I go, with a baseline low, yeah. And there's nothing you can't do. We blew out of this town. So here I go, with a baseline low. Nothing you can't do. We blew out of this town, blew out of this town. So here I go, with a baseline low, yeah. And there's nothing you can't do. We blew out of this town. So here I go, with a baseline low, yeah. And there's nothing you can't do. We blew out of this town, blew out of this town. So here I go.
Of the moon, have you ever tried to scream in silence? Never look back, no use. All I ever wanted was to live on an island. I never let a good man down. Have you ever seen a sad man smiling? I never understood this world. All it really wants, leave it up down. Leave it up down. Seen a break in the cloud, the rain's falling down, but the sunshine shining. Do you ever get lost in the sound? Turn it up loud, but the sound keeps dying. I wonder where you go when you die. It's a mystery, but I think our soul starts flying. Said I don't wanna wait so long. All you gotta do is leave it up down. Leave it up down.
to the message we convey, 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 convey. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. This is something that will never let us down. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. This is something that will never let us down. So up this baby to peak we climb. Don't remind me, just blind me from how far we may fall. We've got to make sure not to stand too tall, too tall, too tall, too tall, too tall. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. This is something that will never let us down. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. This is something that will never let us down.
Okay, hello. Give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. I hope you enjoyed our intro, trying something a little bit different from heavy metal. Though I think all of you enjoy heavy metal just the same. Just to show that I'm not one-dimensional, okay? I listen to lots of different kinds of music. So give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. And also, how did you like the music? Go ahead and leave that in the comments so that I know. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you've enjoyed it as much as I have. But what if a song that I played upsets you? That's okay, Subpack Vet. Don't ever apologize, Subpack Vet. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. I will have my camera on soon. Alright, so I'm trying something slightly different today. I'm going to be a little more matter of fact. I really only have an hour to stream. I was already supposed to be in Deep Ellum at a metal show. There's a Morgue Meat show tonight, and I set this stream up before I remembered that. So I had to come and do this, but I've got to be by midnight 30. Okay, in about an hour, I've got to be in Deep Ellum at the Metal Club. And if you're from DFW, you know which of a few clubs that might be. So, first thing I want to talk about is welcome. You know, if it's your first time here, if you're lurking and you don't know who the hell I am, I'll show you my face in a minute. But I go by 7. My name is Aubrey, but most people just call me 7. Or High Seas. I'm also known as 7 High Seas. Anyways, I am the one of the founders of TakingBackTexas.org. You can go there and read all of our websites. We do election integrity work. We do election integrity investigations. Almost every report on that website I've authored, except for one of them, and it's the one by May Wong. Now, I wrote that out, but I didn't actually do that research. That was by May. That was done separately. But but I did write it for her because she's from China, and I just helped her with a little bit of grammar. But all of that work and stuff was hers, so that's a really good one, though. Anyways, all of our reports are there. Please check out our newest page at takingbacktexas.org. It is called The Deep State. It's right up your alley. If you're watching, especially you guys, you lurkers on Foxhole, if you're lurking and watching, our new page on takingbacktexas.org titled The Deep State is right up your alley, okay? So this is technically this is an episode of Midnight Election Integrity. Even though at midnight I'm going to go and do something else. But so we're starting early today. So this is sort of like the caravan to midnight of election integrity. All right? I'm your host, George Norrie. Just kidding. All right. Anyways, so that was my introduction. I'm trying to be more professional, so I shouldn't read my transition pieces after introduction. Anywho, it's really important that that we talk about something that happened. Let me share this with you. Okay, you guys might have caught my live stream the other night. I drove through this terrible storm out in the country. I was driving across Texas, like you do, and this storm. Let me show you this. I'm gonna play this video so you can see. Oh, hang on, wait a second. I'm going to play you this video so that you can see how bad this storm was. Now, the section that I drove through, the tornado hadn't touched down yet. So, and the tornado was miles up north, luckily. But did I know that? No. I was watching shit blow sideways. My car, I was so scared. And so anyways, y'all heard me talk about that. Let me play this so you can see this is the storm that I drove through. I was just on the edge of it, and I was scared out of my mind. I was praying to Jesus. Watch this.
As we come on the air this midday, temps climbing here in North Texas, about to top triple digits. That as we get a better look at the damage from a deadly tornado in the Texas Panhandle and our damage here from overnight storms. Thanks for joining us this midday. I'm Suzanne Bruner. Now we want to get straight to the major damage we're seeing here in North Texas first. The biggest problem for many, again, was hail. Denton County in particular, Sanger getting hit hard, as you can see by these photos sent in by viewers. Lots of folks out there checking some damage. Collin County also pounded by the storms, even seeing a tornado watch at one point. Our Megan Mitchell checked out the damage in Lavon.
And you can see just how bad that damage is through this bank drive-through. This is completely leveled at this point. You can see even the top of where the inside of the bank was. That roof is also torn off. Now this is just some of the damage that we expected to see from last night's storm. One thing we can confirm
that was the roof. Did y'all see the roof?
Here in Collin County, and of course in Lavon,
that's the roof. That's
financial.
Not on the house anymore.
Bank was here in the early morning hours.
I tell you.
Talk on camera, but they did tell us how upset and frustrated they were. There were people here assessing the damage, but you could even see that this was
roof off
widespread.
the bank.
I mean, there is trees that are cut in half. There are
that's what. Look at that. That looks like it could be an oak too. It will just snap it like a toothpick.
No injuries.
It'll pick it up, rip it out of the ground like it's a weed, like it's a dandelion.
Back to you.
And today, the death toll rising to 3 after a tornado hit the Texas Panhandle. Dozens are injured. Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced he's deploying state emergency response resources to, quote, meet urgent life safety needs. And this is in Perryton, a town that is about 2 hours northeast of Amarillo near the Oklahoma border. John Lawrence reports.
I did ask my new Oklahoma friends if they were all right because I thought it was going to get them too.
0 to a 3.
They always get Oklahoma.
So, yes, there was a warning out there, but I don't believe it was the warning that people really thought that they needed to hear.
What were once houses in Perryton, Texas, are now destroyed, with splintered wood and crumbled concrete scattered on the ground.
Tornado is just 100 yards or so right there.
The National Weather Service in Amarillo confirmed at least one twister hit the town, leaving residents to pick up the pieces left behind and to stay safe until help arrived.
It looked like people were just having to self-rescue themselves. People were climbing out of rubble. There was the fire nearby. It was just a really, really horrible scene.
According to the CFO of Ochiltree General Hospital, Dozens of people have been treated for injuries.
While not every part of the downtown is destroyed, it is heavily damaged.
In an email sent to CNN, Hansford County, Texas Judge Tim Glass said officials are preparing, quote, for a possible mass casualty and or recovery event.
If you hear that word warning, or if your phone goes off, you cannot treat it like a small issue, a small tornado, because you don't know if it's going to be your neighborhood or not.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And right now, I'd like to bring in meteorologist Greg Fields. Greg, it looks like the National Weather Service is sending out survey crews to assess the damage in several spots.
Yeah, they do have a couple of crews out, so we'll know exactly what we were dealing with those storms. A lot of wind damage that we know, and we're just assessing that right now. So we'll know more as we go through the afternoon. As the storms die down, though, we are talking about that heat out there, too.
Triple digits, it looks like.
Going to be close to it, and certainly going to feel like it's that and over as we get into the week.
Yeah. So there were straight line winds at like 80 miles an hour on this storm. And if you saw my live the other night, I showed you the video and the pictures, and I'll show you again. Let me pull them up. But I showed you the video and the pictures that Diddy sent me, because it passed over where he was at too. And it hailed also. It was all kind of crazy hail. Well, the hail had like styrofoam balls inside of it. And when it was hailing all over, and he sent me pictures, and he had them propped up next to Dr. Pepper can, and there was styrofoam balls inside of it. And then he and his friend Dro, who, if y'all have watched Diddy's live streams before, you remember his friend Dro. He and his friend Dro were walking around outside, and as the ice would melt, there was styrofoam balls left there. And Dro was like, "What the hell is this? Like, what in the harp is going on? What in the HAARP is happening?" You know what I mean? And did y'all, so my question is, if anybody actually was like in that storm and experienced anything like that, feel free to say something. I mean, I wish I knew how to set up a phone line. Hang on. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. All right. This light makes me sneeze. Anyway. So, hello Jiggy Bear. Hello Subpack Vet again. Uncensored Abe. All is well. How are you guys? How are y'all doing? Thank you for being here. Next topic, right? Because I'm not wandering today. I've got news, and I'm a professional. So the next topic sorry, did y'all know that Garth Brooks is opening a gay bar, y'all? Did y'all know? I think that we're all ready to just accept that the Babylon Bee is reporting more accurate news than any other, even more accurate than the Gateway Pundit. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. So, how cool is that? And I think that it's great. He's finally living his truth. What is his alter ego? Do you remember? Yes. Hang on. Remember he put out a rock album, a hard rock album. Okay, I'm gonna show you his alter ego, because you probably, I don't know how many of y'all know about this, but Garth Brooks' alter ego is Chris Gaines. Chris Gaines, in 1999, music superstar. Look at this. He looks like Chris Angel. Hang on. Look at this. Hang on. Stupid. Okay. Okay, anyways. Garth Brooks created a completely new alter ego, a rock musician named Chris Gaines, to star in a film called The Lamb. The project was to be produced by Brooks's Red Strokes Entertainment in partnership with Paramount Pictures. The album Garth Brooks in The Life of Chris Gaines was intended to be the soundtrack for the movie. However, the album had disappointing sales compared to Brooks's previous albums, with some citing Brooks's image change of wig and makeup in the album's rock star concept for this fact. The album peaked at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and number 5 on the Canadian album charts. But you know they fudge that shit worse than the elections. Okay, whatever. In 1999, it was certified. Okay, it was certified platinum. How did it go platinum? I don't even believe that. Anyways, I think that this is very fitting. You know what I mean? And all Brooks, all Garth Brooks did really was do an interview and talk about how he wants people to feel safe, and if people are going to be assholes to anybody, in particular trans people, I guess, then they could go drink at another establishment, which, like, and that he would serve whatever, he would serve Bud Light. Now, I myself personally, if I had a bar right now in this day and age, I would not be serving Bud Light. I would be serving Yingling, and I'll get to that in just 1 second. Hold your horses if y'all have heard about Yingling, because the Gateway Pundit tried to do a number on my beer. But I would be serving Yingling. But, however, I would not look down on another establishment for continuing to serve Bud Light, because it was, up until this, it was like the top-selling beer. Not because it's great, because it's less expensive. It's okay. Like, it's beer, if you want some beer. But I definitely like Yingling more. Chris Gaines, yes, Subpack Vet Chris Gaines. That was so funny. Oh wait, I'm staying on track. So all Garth Brooks said was actually something perfectly reasonable, but he's totally being dragged for it, and I just think it's hilarious because he deserves it. Like, he's a fucking goofball. Like, he is a dork. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, the Chris Gaines album, it's just so weird. It's just so funny. So, anywho, Gaines. So everybody, look, I don't care. I don't care if he wants to open a gay bar. If that's it, it's going to end up just being, you know, another hole in the wall. It's going to be another dive bar. And the world has plenty of those. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have more. I'm not saying that. I like a pub. I like a few pubs. I like to pub crawl. I like to go back and forth. Finish my drink here, go over there. Have all the pubs you want. And everyone is different. Every pub is different. Every pub is special. So, but I really, I wish he had announced the opening of the bar, that whatever. I don't even think he's opening a bar. Like, that's what's so funny about this. Like, what he said got taken, like, so out of context. He really might be opening. He might be opening a bar. I hope it's a success. You know what I mean? Sergeant Sparky, okay. As long as you promise you won't mention the stickers, I think that we're rebuilding. No, I'm staying on focus. Y'all are not going to get me off focus again today. Garth Brooks Gay Bar. Next topic. That was actually a topic I put on here. These things are important. I think it's important to add a little humor. Also, a little bit of real news, okay? Because someone has to report the truth around here. And if it's the Babylon Bee, then so be it. All right, next topic. This is something that I really, this is super, I don't like this. Check this out, all right? The Gateway Pundit tried to put a hit out on my beer, and I don't appreciate it, all right? So this says right here, so this is on American News, this is on the Post Millennial, okay? And it's also all over Gateway Pundit. But this is ridiculous right here, okay? The Gateway Pundit posted an article, and it was titled just the same as this. Yingling sponsors venue hosting Pennsylvania Pride drag show for families. That's Pennsylvania, right? Yeah. And so, look, this is what they're getting it from. This is the only reason. This quote right here from an event sponsor, says, "Need your drag fix before our iconic Music Fest." That I keep reading that. It says music, but it's with a K, and I keep reading that as Muskie Fest. Yeah, gay, yeah. Jesus. Endora. What's up? M1911? I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. You're awesome. Okay, so, but this is totally out of context. This is not Yingling sponsoring a drag event, okay? This is a venue that is sponsored by Yingling. It's like, you probably have these in your state too, but in Texas we've got like all these venues, and they're like stadiums, right? Or like coliseums or event venues, concert venues. And different companies will buy them or will sponsor them, and they'll change the whole sign. So it'll say, so there's one in particular I can use as an example that everyone knows. There's an event venue called, in the 70s it was called Starplex, and then it was called, when I was growing up, it was called Smirnoff Pavilion, because that was a sponsor of that event. And then it got changed to, I'm not kidding, it got changed to yellowpages.com Center. And then it got changed to Jexa Energy Pavilion, right? All these name changes. And I still call it Smirnoff. Me and all my friends still call it Smirnoff. And my mom and everyone from her generation still calls that venue Starplex. So, but it's the same venue, but they've been different sponsors. Okay, so this is not Yingling sponsoring a drag fest. This is Yingling sponsoring a venue who the venue decided to host a drag fest. So do not cancel Yingling. King Yingling, trying to get them to sponsor me. Body by Yingling. Anheuser-Busch is out. King Yingling is in. All right. No. Don't be disappointed in Yingling. This is not Yingling's fault. Nothing about this is Yingling's fault. This is just business. This goes to what I was saying. Like, I personally wouldn't sell Bud Light, but if somebody that I knew chose to keep selling it, I wouldn't take that as a sign that they endorse Dylan Mulvaney and that lifestyle. That's just what their business requires. You know what I mean? So this is just a business thing, and this is very obviously the whole, music fest sponsored by Yingling. It's just, this is just not, it's not quite what it looks like. And Music Fest Cafe, sponsored by Yingling. Having naming, and see this right here? Read this. This is important, guys. This is important to me. Having naming rights to the Music Fest Cafe presented by Yingling venue, Arts Quest independently plans the events and policies that take place at this venue and all of their other performance areas. Yingling actively promotes responsible drinking for patrons 21 years of age and older. We're working to align with Arts Quest regarding appropriate age restrictions for venues associated with our sponsorship. We support their decision to restrict attendance to 18 plus for the June 30th show. For more information. Okay, so this is what this says. This is not Yingling endorsing drag. This is Yingling doing a deal for their business, okay? And then once people, once it started getting out, they made sure to go out there and be like, look, this is 18 and up. This is not a family-friendly show. All right? And in fact, they said anyone who's doing an event like this that is using Yingling's name, that has to be an 18 and up event. We're not trying to mess around and have kids here. We're not trying to sponsor a family-friendly drag show. So Yingling went out of their way to explain themselves that hey, we're trying to be responsible about this. So this event and any event that they're doing with our name on it is 18 plus. At least. If I was Yingling, I would do it 21 plus. But that's, so, and I honestly, I don't care. I'm not gonna. Yingling has not put a drag person on their cans. This is not like a direct endorsement. Selling your beer to a thing is not. That's just decent business. That's not. I'm not mad at Yingling. I don't blame Yingling for this at all. In fact, I appreciate that Yingling said anyone using our name, it's going to be an 18 plus show. There's going to be age restrictions on this. It's not going to be. It's not going to be like that. Yes. Yes, Yingling, you can still support Yingling. In fact, I think we should support Yingling, that this is more responsible. This is a more responsible message, an effort than what Bud Light's been doing. This is way better. Yeah, so Yingling was like, just to be clear, anyone using our name, this is not an all ages event. This is not a family friendly event. That's sponsored by Yingling. Alcohol? Yeah, no kids. So I like that. So I wanted people, because that got out of hand really fast, like yesterday and today, over the past couple of days. That got out of hand. And people are like, oh, Yingling, but everybody just calm down. I understand. It's super irresponsible of the Gateway Pundit not to cover the fact that they actually clarified it and tried to make sure that it's not going to be an all ages event. So they're not dissing anybody. They're saying we're just going to be responsible about this. All right. And if the venue's not gonna necessarily guarantee that, Yingling will demand it. They'll insist upon it. If they want to be sponsored by Yingling. I want Yingling to sponsor me. Yingling, I won't make you make these kinds of decisions. I won't put you, well, I was going to say, I won't put you in the position, to have to do all this, but I don't know. So isn't that crazy? All right. I just wanted to make sure y'all understand. I don't know if someone's trying to cancel Yingling, but if it's George Soros, look here, George Soros, you've crossed the line. You bet that will have been where you crossed the line. You crossed the line years ago. All right. So another thing, guys, check this out. This is. Let's see if I can pull this up. Jeez. Okay, that's not working. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I hate Twitter. Can y'all read this? Let me see. All right. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. This is a statement from Tim O'Hare, Tarrant County judge. All right. Y'all remember that Hyder resigned. So we had to get a new EA. So the election commission had to cast a net, right? They had to go and find a new EA pretty quick because we were constantly having elections in Texas. It was kind of crazy when Hyder resigned. I didn't expect that. Nobody expected it. But I guess I'm not surprised. He put up with quite a lot. He put up with more than I would have put up with, I'm sure. And he definitely put up with a lot more than Chris Davis and other people could have even handled. So there's, but he made his decision. Tim O'Hare had to get a new EA. So let's read this statement from Tarrant County Judge Tim O'Hare. I don't know if y'all can read that. I'm sorry if you can't. Oh, here, I can try to get it. It's still blurry. All right. He says, I am extremely pleased to welcome Clint Ludwig, as the new Tarrant County Elections Administrator. Clint has spent the last 6 years working as Chief Deputy of the Tarrant County Clerk's Office, where he oversaw numerous technological transitions and provided exceptional service to our residents. He faithfully served our country as a captain in the United States Marine Corps, doing counterintelligence work, and is a certified interrogator. Cool. Clint is a combat veteran and served in Yemen, Afghanistan, and spent time at Guantanamo Bay. He is a recipient of the United States Navy Commendation Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, and the Combat Action Ribbon. He can handle the pressure, and Tarrant County voters can rest assured Clint will be a no-nonsense election administrator, and one who will work to ensure safe and secure elections where everyone will feel confident in the process. It is evident Clint loves his country, freedom, and believes that free and fair elections are the cornerstone of our constitutional republic. While the other finalists all brought their own unique strengths and talents to the table, Tarrant County is fortunate to have Clint at the helm of our elections moving forward. I'd also like to point out the ridiculousness in which this process has been treated by our local media and other elected officials. Any sober-minded resident of Tarrant County of any political persuasion can be proud of the process that led to the selection of our new administrator. Let this yet again be a reminder that the press is an advocate with a clear point of view, masquerading as a neutral, objective observer. Boom, shakalaka. I'm loving Tim O'Hare as our new county judge. Very, very, very glad of it. In fact, I even think that he wrote this. You know, like, I'm so used to seeing how he speaks now. I've seen him speak publicly so many times. This sounds like him. Like, I even bet he even wrote this. Like, he didn't even have his assistant wrote that. He was like, here I go. I'm the county judge, and I will write that. So, Clint Ludwig is our new Tarrant County election administrator. He's a veteran, relatively accomplished one. This is his LinkedIn, okay? So we can look through it. I mean, here's the thing. There were several other people in the running. One of them is a woman that I know, and thank you. Find a Yingling beer near you. I think that, you know, I want to just see how he does, you know? Tim O'Hare really likes him, and I'm liking Tim O'Hare. I'm liking what Tim's doing. I really do. I really am. So let's check out his LinkedIn, because this is kind of cool. So he's been working for the Tarrant County Clerk, okay. And I thought I uploaded that video. I thought I uploaded the Are We Caught Up Yet video, but can't seem to, oh, I might be able to see it. So Clinton Ludwig, anyways, he worked for the Tarrant County Clerk, and let's see. Chief Deputy at Tarrant County Clerk. Highly experienced executive with proven expertise in successfully leading diverse teams with wide-ranging duties and responsibilities. Possesses outstanding verbal and written communication and very effective interpersonal skills. Proven track record of successfully managing very complex projects, building high-functioning teams, outstanding leadership skills, detail-oriented, driven individual with an eye for redesigning enterprise business processes to increase efficiencies and deliverance of service. Excels at managing and leading change. Ability to understand and apply complex government statutes. Nice. Works best when working independently with minimal oversight. Able to provide executive and technical direction and delegate responsibilities appropriately. All right. Sounds pretty good. Go away. Let's see. Chief Deputy at Tarrant County Clerk's Office. Tarrant County Clerk, let's see, from April 2017 to just until now, yesterday. The county clerk is the second largest generator of revenue in Tarrant County, responsible for the administration and management of the entire county clerk's office, including day-to-day operations. The chief deputy creates an executive-level strategy to maximize services while minimizing costs. Resolves extremely complex problems that possess wide-ranging internal and external effects. Continually monitors workload and staffing, making organizational adjustments as needed. Develops, assesses. There's more. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Develops, assesses, and modifies policies to create an outstanding workplace environment balanced against a high degree of efficiency. Manages all aspects of human resource activities, hiring, discipline, and termination for over 160 team members. Okay, so he's got management experience. Leads staff development with an emphasis on mentoring senior management. Sweet. You know, what if he streamlines our paper elections and makes them like the baddest paper elections ever? Let's see, let's go down here. He was a Marine Corps recruiter for 4 years. Okay, assistant officer procurement. Let's see, executive officer at recruiting station in Dallas. Maintained positive and influential communication with 416 high schools and community colleges through electronic and mail communication. All right. Intelligence officer, executive officer. Human intelligence. Planned, coordinated, and supervised preparation, deployment, and retrograde of intelligence teams. Cool. Plan, coordinate, and supervise training exercises incorporating communications, equipment, information systems, and technology. Cool. Supervise the management of all administrative and support requirements for the human intelligence company. Maintain monthly accountability of over $1 million worth of equipment. There we go. Nice. Okay, he went to the University of New Mexico for athletic training. He's very strong, you know. I don't know. I don't know him. That's just a line from a movie. So here, he was a part of a 501c3. He was a board member and president of a local chapter of a 501c3 called Strength and Honor. Should we look that up? Strength and Honor. 501c3. Let's see. Is that the Honor Society? Let's see. Strength and Honor. Let's see. No, I don't think so. It's gonna have been in Texas. I'm looking for it right now, real quick. Let's see. I should have pulled that up. Strength and Honor Motorcycle Club. Hang on a second. Board member and president of local chapter. 501c3 nonprofit organization. I'll look that up later. I don't have a whole lot of time left. All right, guys. So, anywho, this is our new Tarrant County Elections Administrator, and honestly, he's kind of impressive background. You know, Clint Ludwig. All right, Clint. Let's see what you can do. All right. All right, Steel Monkey, what's up? M1911. Enrique, welcome back. All right, guys. Was that my last one? Oh, and then also, if you caught the last thing that I want to talk about, if you caught my live the other day, I talked about I got a weird email from the Secretary of State, the Attorney General's office, the acting Attorney General's office. John B. Scott, he's acting Attorney General while Paxton's being impeached. Sorry. He filed a motion for a new trial in the case that I was a petitioner for out of Tarrant County when Tarrant County sued Ken Paxton. And apparently there's a partial ruling issued by the judge on May 19th after I petitioned to intervene and I spoke with the judge and everything. But I didn't get any notification of a ruling. And also, it's apparently not a final ruling, and it's only partial. So I don't actually know if I have access to the records that I asked for, which were just the machine testing tapes. Just the testing tapes, that you can, that all they do is show that the test went smoothly, that went well. And I looked at them, I touched them when I was there. And then I just opened records requests, asked, can I see them again? And they don't want to give them to me. But apparently the judge ruled, but there was another petitioner too. And there's someone else, and he was asking for different records, like the ballot images or the ballots or something. So the judge ruled in that for what he was asking for, that he doesn't have access to that for 22 months. And I think the Attorney General's office is gonna appeal that. I think that's what the motion for a new trial was about, because the judge issued a super weird ruling, but it wasn't final. There wasn't, and I didn't get any final ruling about mine, and so maybe she's still trying to decide about mine, what I asked for, the testing tapes, because the only ruling that he cited was the one against Mike Brewster, who wanted the CVRs, the ballot images, and the ballots. So, anywho, so I only have a partial, not final ruling from the judge over access to the election records. But I don't know if I have it or not. I don't know what's going on with the case, because I haven't even been notified that there has been a ruling, but there's apparently been a ruling, because the Attorney General's office has filed for a motion for a new trial based on her partial ruling. And in that motion for a new trial, he was like, also, can we clarify what you mean by partial ruling? What are we waiting for? Is there something else? And yeah, we're waiting for her decision about what I asked for. I asked for the testing tapes, and I expect to get them. There's no reason why I shouldn't. It's ridiculous. So that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. I'm going to try to do more regular streams and try to, keep talking about this stuff so that it, it's not just like once every now and then. It's that you hear this more regularly. So yeah, Ken Paxton was impeached by the Texas House in a super shady, messed up manner. And several counties, including Tarrant County's Republican parties, have filed resolutions rebuking what the House did and asking the Senate to give Ken Paxton the due process that the House did not give him. And there's a motion to censure our Speaker of our Texas House, Dade Phelan, who was the guy that was looking drunk on the floor. Do you remember that? The Gateway Pundit did release that too. Dade Phelan was apparently, he seemed to either be having a stroke or was drunk or was extremely tired and was slurring his words really bad while passing laws on the House floor. Not a great look. So, and he is the one that kind of, hit the gas pedal on the impeachment process of Paxton in the House. So Paxton has been impeached in the House. It's been sent to the Senate. It's scheduled for a hearing in the Senate on August 30th. But for the meantime, Paxton's suspended temporarily. And Greg Abbott appointed John B. Scott to be acting Attorney General. This is the same John B. Scott who was just acting Secretary of State for a whole year, right before just this last session, whenever they swore in Jane Nelson as the new Secretary of State. But John B. Scott was acting Secretary of State for like a year. And now he's acting Attorney General. Which I don't mind if he keeps appealing these bad rulings and fighting for us to get access to election records, because that's what the motion for a new trial, it came out of the Attorney General's office. And it was probably prepared before the impeachment happened, this response, but it was signed by John Scott. He put his name on it, and they're fighting for us to have access to the election records. So I like that. So if he keeps doing that, that's great. That's great. I'm pleased with the Tarrant County Election Integrity Task Force that has formed between our sheriff, our DA, which is our district attorney, which in some states it's a prosecutor, a county prosecutor, a district prosecutor, and our county judge. I don't know if every state has a county judge, but in Texas, our counties have a little commissioner's court, and there's 4 commissioners and a judge, and they divide the county up, and this commissioner's handling all these precincts, this commissioner's handling, and then the judge is like sort of and it's a more of an administrative position. It's not like an actual like criminal or civil judge. It's an administrative judge, but he has the title of county judge, and everyone calls him judge. So our county judge, who's in charge of everything in the county other than what the sheriff's in charge of, and then the county DA. That's the triumvirate that y'all need in your county. Y'all need to copy the Tarrant County model and make a Tarrant County, a county election integrity task force in your county with your sheriff, your prosecutor, and whoever else is in charge of, especially the money in your county. Should be your commissioner's court. You should have some sort of like local governing body in your county. Okay? And whoever's the chair of that governing body should form a triumvirate with your sheriff and your DA. Okay? And this shouldn't have to happen, but this is what did have to happen. They shouldn't have to form a triumvirate and say, okay, we're all going to agree to enforce the law, right? Because like they already swore an oath to do that when they took office. But it had to happen in Tarrant County, and it's more of like a, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this into our own hands. It had to happen with election integrity in particular because there was a very confusing path to remedy with issues that were found in Tarrant County elections. If we sent it to the elections office, if we call the sheriff, right? The sheriff will say, call the elections office. If we call the elections office, they'll say, okay, send a complaint to this email to the Secretary of State. Not only will it not be handled in a timely fashion, the Secretary of State's office would often not respond at all. They would act like it was a non-issue. And what we found is that a lot of the issues that we were calling and complaining about were authorized by the Secretary of State. We had no idea. And because, that's a non-delegation issue. If you've caught some of my other lives, you've caught where I've gone over the 5 pillars of the administrative state. And non-delegation is one of them, where lawmakers give the secretaries of state or the chief election official of the state too much authority to do what they want. And they're authorizing all kinds of crazy stuff. So they're not going to investigate themselves. When we call and we make a complaint about something that they've actually authorized, they're just going to absorb it and be like, well, whatever. Rarely will they send it. Well, sometimes they'll send it to the attorney general and say, hey, investigate this. This may actually be an issue. But if it's an issue if it's something that they authorized, Hello, Shard. Hello, Icewing. How are you? So I'm pleased with the Tarrant County Election Integrity Task Force, because when the SOS wasn't doing anything, and our Attorney General, who was the only one who was investigating this stuff, is being impeached and is being sued and all kinds of stuff. They've been going after Ken Paxton for a while. They've been trying to take him down, and he's the only one that's been helping us with this stuff as well. There was no recourse. There was no, the Secretary of State told the Sheriff's Department, when people call y'all with an election complaint, we send it to us, and we'll tell you whether or not you need to investigate it. We'll tell you whether or not you need to do anything about it. And so if the sheriff calls the Secretary of State and says, hey, these people are telling me that the election machines are hooked up to the internet, and I'm looking at the law right here that says they're not supposed to be, the Secretary of State will say, actually, well, we actually authorized that in this administrative code, and then because we, let them know we could do that and it's safe and all this stuff, then they're telling us that we can technically do that. And so there's all these kind of contradictory laws, and you have to default to following the law that adheres closest to the state constitution. And we have every state has an article on suffrage in your state constitution. And in Texas, ours is really strong. So in Texas, ours is really, really good. It's Article 6. And all of our laws have to adhere to that, which insists on security for our elections. So if you have two contradictory state statutes related to processes, what's lawful, what's not lawful, right? This is lawful here, this is lawful here, but they contradict each other. They can't both exist, and you can't do both at the same time. One of them will adhere slightly more to the Constitution. Sometimes that takes debate. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's pretty clear. You guys are funny. Sometimes it's pretty clear. So, but when the sheriffs call the Secretary of State and say, y'all are hooked up, the machines are hooked up to the internet, and they're not supposed to be, and the Secretary of State says, it's fine, it's been authorized, and the sheriff is like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They're telling me, the Secretary of State's the chief election officer, and they're telling me it's not a problem. Okay. Some of this has to be handled through the legislature. Some of it can be handled at the county level. What can be handled at the county level is the county can opt out of certain processes that are brought to their attention that are having the effect of violating the security, the purity of the ballot box. Okay? Jeopardizing the purity of the ballot box. So I'm pleased with the task force because they're saying we're taking it upon ourselves. We're going to read the law, and we're going to decide if it's an issue, okay? And we will ask the Secretary of State. We will ask them, do you have any relevant information about this so that we can find out if what we're doing is right? Or if they're in. So hopefully the Secretary of State will give them all the information. But I think very soon the Sheriff's Department will find out how frustrating it is for people to communicate with the Secretary of State's office about these issues. So, task force is good. New election administrator seems pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. Garth Brooks is opening a gay bar. Yingling's not responsible for that music fest having the drag show, but they did make sure that it's going to be 18 plus only if it's going to have Yingling's name on it. No family-friendly drag shows sponsored by Yingling. It's 18 plus if it's sponsored by Yingling. You can drink all the Yingling you want. They don't care who drinks Yingling. Everybody can drink Yingling. Cost the same. Price is the same for everybody. But Yingling's not sponsoring any family-friendly drag shows. No, not dragon shows. Drag shows. You know what I'm saying? You goofball. You silly. Anywho, thank you guys so much. So, no, don't worry, Jiggy Bear. Don't worry about that. Yep. That's true about the cheese. Alright, guys. That was it. That was my last topic. I will catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye, Shard. Bye-bye, Enrique. Bye-bye, Jiggy Bear. Bye-bye, Subpack Vet. Bye-bye, Steel Monkey. M1911. Endora. Sarge, Sparky. Excuse me, Uncensored Abe. Sorry, I coughed right into the mic. Good night, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed that. Now, I will be playing one more song. Alright? I hope you enjoy it. Let's see. Did you like the song that I played whenever we started? I had 4 songs that I played, and they were all really, really good. Which one did you like the best? Alright. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. Alright, I will see you guys later. I'm gonna play a song, and I think you'll like it, okay? It's called The Choice Is Yours, and it's by Stick Figure. Thank you guys so much. Mike from Stockton. Bye. Mike, were you lurking this whole time? Bye, Mike from Stockton. Rewatch it. Rewatch it. I'm trying a new style. I'm trying to be more concise. I'm not doing the best job, but I'm trying. All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you.
When you focus on the good things, all things under the sun, you free yourself from negativity and then the good shall come. The choice is yours. Well, you're right. The choice is yours. Oh, the choice is yours. Taking it easy. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. that the door is closed. Moving to the light and from the dark now exposed. When I'm reaching to the sky, just spread it out and let it grow. Never do a thing because somebody say you know.
It's hard for me to say what's on my mind. I'm tired of messing around and wasting precious time. We both know that this feels right. I will make it clear tonight. I'm with you. I've known it for a while. I'm with you. Can't live without your smile. I'm with you. I'm with you. If I could give you the world, you know that's what I'd do. Tell me your wildest dreams, I'll make them all come true. We both know that this feels right. I will make it clear tonight. I'm with you. I've known it for a while. I'm with you. Can't live without your smile. I'm with you. I'm with you. We can't tell what the future will be. You need to know you can count on me.
evil is amongst us. Stay back, boy. This calls for divine intervention. I kick ass for the Lord.
I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, evil, all drinks on me. Wipe it out. Fresh kick, fresh whites, all deep, fresh NFL, head fresh bowls with the crew. Wipe it out. I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, evil, all drinks on me. Wipe it out. Fresh kick, fresh whites, all